Alright, let's dive into something that's got the college football world buzzing right now. John Meredith, a 5-star plus cornerback, just narrowed down his top 6 schools, and honestly, this is a big deal. But here's the thing, it's not just about where he's going, it's about what this says about the landscape of college football recruiting. So, let's break it down. First off, the schools on his list are Alabama, Miami, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, and Texas A&M. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is that there are no real surprises here. These are all powerhouse programs, and they've been chasing him for a while. But here's where it gets fascinating. Texas A&M seems to be the frontrunner, according to the Rivals recruiting prediction machine. 4 different insiders are betting on Mike Elko and the Aggies keeping Meredith in Texas. Now, why does this matter? Because it's not just about landing a top prospect, it's about what it signals for Texas A&M's recruiting strategy under Elko. If you take a step back and think about it, this could be a turning point for the Aggies, showing they're serious contenders for elite talent. But let's talk about Meredith himself for a second. This guy is the number 2 overall prospect and the top-ranked corner in the 2027 cycle. What many people don't realize is just how rare his combination of size, speed, and athleticism is. We are talking 6'2", 180 plus pounds, sub 22 in the 200m, and a 43-foot triple jump. That's not just impressive, it's game-changing. In my opinion, what this really suggests is that whoever lands him is getting a player who can immediately impact their defense at the highest level. Now, here's a detail I find fascinating. Meredith transferred to North Crowley for his senior season, one of the top high school football programs in Texas. Why does this matter? Because it shows he's not just focused on his individual success, he's positioning himself to compete at the highest level before he even steps onto a college campus. This raises a deeper question. How much does high school competition influence a player's college decision? Personally, I think it's a huge factor, and Meredith's move to North Crowley is a strategic play. Another thing that immediately stands out is his official visits. Alabama, Texas, Texas A&M, and Ohio State have all locked in dates with him. Miami's trying to get him back to Coral Gables, too. What makes this really interesting is the timing. These visits are happening right now, and they could be the deciding factor in his commitment. From my perspective, the school that makes the strongest impression during these visits could tip the scales in their favor. But let's zoom out for a second. What does Meredith's recruitment say about the bigger trends in college football? One thing that immediately stands out is the continued dominance of the SEC and Big Ten in recruiting. 5 out of his 6 top schools are from these conferences. In my opinion, this just reinforces the idea that these conferences are the power players in college football, and it's going to take a lot for other conferences to catch up. Finally, let's talk about Meredith's potential impact at the college level. His scouting report highlights his elite length, speed, and ball skills, but it also mentions areas for improvement, like footwork and instincts in man coverage. Personally, I think this is where coaching comes in. The school that can develop him into a complete player could be getting a future NFL star. What this really suggests is that Meredith's ceiling is incredibly high, and the right program could unlock his full potential. So, where do I think this is headed? Honestly, I'm leaning toward Texas A&M, but I wouldn't count out Alabama or Ohio State. What makes this really interesting is that no matter where he goes, he's going to be a game changer. And that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just about a recruit, it's about the future of college football. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think Meredith will commit to, and why? Let's keep the conversation going.